Good morning, Headmaster, Mrs. Lee, teachers, and fellow classmates. I'm Lee Kwing-hei from 12D. Firstly, I would like to thank you, our Headmaster, for giving me this opportunity to share in today's assembly. The Greek philosopher Zeno, who was famous for his profound paradoxes, once had a student ask him, why was he so humble all the time? Zeno did not answer his question directly, but he drew a circle on the blackboard and explained. This circle was like his knowledge. Inside the circle were the things he knew about, while outside the circle lay the things he didn't know about. As he learned more and more, the area of his circle expanded. But at the same time, the circumference of the circle also increased, and it represented the knowledge he knew he himself had not obtained. The more knowledge he accumulated, the more he knew what he didn't know, and the more he understood his ignorance. This is why he was always humble despite being one of the most knowledgeable philosophers. Have a look at this graph. This is known as the dunning-kruger effect. As most people start to learn about a new topic, their confidence will tend to skyrocket. They are under the false illusion that they understand almost everything about it. But soon, their confidence will plummet as they realize that there are so much more out there they had not understood. This explains why there are kids, the age of 6 or 7, bragging they know everything about science, while there are professors who admit not fully understanding it, despite spending the past 30 years making groundbreaking research on the topic. But the question is, where are we on this learning curve? Well, I think most of us are somewhere up there. In fact, I think I'm also right there too. The tendency to believe that we are the best of the best is something in our blood, isn't it? I mean, being the best of the best is certainly our de facto school motto. There's nothing wrong for us diocesans to feel proud about our accomplishments, but we do it to an extent that it becomes arrogant. We choose to ignore the truth, that there is so much more for us to improve on, but we choose to blindly convince ourselves that we have reached perfection. And I think this is our major flaw. Take exams as an example. I think we all tend to believe that topics that are not in our exam syllabus are essentially useless. The learning topics beyond syllabus may not directly help you gain an extra mark or two in the exams. That does not mean they're of no value to you in the future. To blindly disregard anything that is not tested in the examinations just because you think it is worthless is an act of intellectual arrogance. It shows that you are unwilling to look beyond things you are normally exposed to. Not to mention that getting a good score at school does not automatically make you a smarter person. If you think that by learning the topics covered in the public examinations are everything you need to know, nothing more, nothing less, you become a frog in a well, reluctant to learn anything more than the small portion of knowledge you are normally exposed to. So how could we become less arrogant, you may ask? I believe that we should learn. But I don't mean merely learning at school from the teachers. In fact, we should learn from everyone. The moment you force yourself to humbly learn from people you're not familiar with is the moment you notice how much more there could be pursued. This is not my idea, but the advice given by credible people in the past. For those who are studying in DSE, you should know what I mean, because you should have studied Sisut in your Chinese lessons. 師孤無貴，無賤，無障，無小，道之所傳，師之所傳也. As long as someone knows more than you do, you should learn from him. It does not matter if he's younger than you, or if he holds a lower position than yours, or maybe even if he's a Lassallian, you can definitely learn from him. Some of you may know this man. His name is Bill Nye, a famous science educator on TV, and he said, everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't. And by learning from them, it will bring out the best in both of you. It is a healthy habit to push yourself to learn from people, even strangers. Not only could we learn something new through communicating with people from different walks of life. We could also accept and appreciate the fact that we are not perfect. As a consequence, you'll be more eager to keep on improving yourself. So let's come back to this graph again and ask ourselves, where am I in this graph? Of course, I cannot deny that we diocesans have our own strengths. Maybe it is sports, or music, debating, or drama. But are we really so good that there's nothing more to learn? If you answer yes, then I am afraid you are blinded by your own pride. You shut yourself down by trapping yourself in a tiny bubble of ignorance, and you stop learning from others. And that is really dangerous, because as Albert Einstein once said, the moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. Thank you, and all the best to everyone.